by, maybe that's it, or maybe I'm covering up and using my guard, my hips here to encourage him to go that way while I go this way, right? I'm gonna sit as deep as I can, right? If I can get belt, maybe I get belt and use that grip. I'm gonna weight toward his head. If it's belt, that's one thing. Probably more secure than the belt is to wrap up around his neck, okay? But wherever I'm grabbed, whether it's lat or belt or neck, I'm heavy, okay? I'm trying to put his head in the mat. Now, I have the option of extracting the gun, going to the weapon, okay, or a knife or whatever you have. Does this make sense so far? All right. Now, like we said, it's better to sweep and finish the problem, solve the problem with grappling that doesn't involve shooting somebody if you can do that, right? If there are friends or other circumstances or whatever, and I have to go to the gun, I have to go to the gun. If I can avoid it, maybe morally and legally it's a better option. So, I've gone into this octopus guard. I have the ability to sweep, especially if, after weighting him, he postures back up. Just coming across this way. Right? If I need to draw now, I can draw now. If I need to hit, I can hit. If I need to stuff and hit, this kind of thing. If I need to choke, I can probably figure out a way to choke here. Nah. Does this make sense? Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I want you to try both. So I want you to sit, support side hand through, and grab on something, weight his head. I want you to get the gun out here, right? Feel what that's like. While you're here, reholster it. He'll posture up. Boom. Just drag your hips across. Does this make sense? Alright, so try both, okay? So try both, switch, try both, switch. Cool? 1, 2, 3. Start. You notice that my guard is unhooked and the far side leg is planted, right? Being able to drive with my hips this way is what's going to facilitate the sweep. It also allows me to sit deeper. If I'm back here with my guard crossed, I try to do this with them together. Like maybe my flexibility is enough, but yeah, I'm not getting very deep. And I also don't have any ability to drive across his hips. So when I go through that hole, I'm gonna plant, okay? I still am in contact with his hips, and we're talking about doing this shit in a weapons environment, right? So the more contact I can keep with his belt line, the better that is. Notice that if he starts going for things on his belt, I get a visual reference, universal draw stroke right there, right? I also get a tactile reference, like he's gonna fish around on his belt, okay? We're not gonna deal with that right now, but just note that you have the intel because your hips are into his waist. So I'm opening my guard and planting. Now when he goes to posture, I'm driving off that leg. Wow. Does that make sense? Okay. So you gotta open the guard and plant that foot. There's like half of us are doing that. Cool?
I think you should try to grind one just for shits and
do it. I don't know if this will work either.
Yeah, right. You want a running start?
I can't even close the guard. Good. So, in here, he's gonna posture. Yes! Woo! Thank you for being so big!
Yeah, you just have to shoot him.
You just have to shoot him from down.
Well done, boy.
Plus, I could justify that. In
Don't
court.
shoot, you just make it mad.
I'll just make a life-size cutout of him and bring it in next to the witness stand.
See?
What would you have done?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, fix that detail real quick, and then we'll move on. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Any of these sort of tie-up positions where we're deploying a weapon, especially on the ground, or deploying a firearm, especially on the ground, there's the possibility of shooting ourselves. Right, especially on the far side of him. It's easy to know that I'm not shooting this femur, but it's not at all clear to me visually that I'm not shooting this leg. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons that we've started to prefer this hook. If you have this hook, now we've got more things downrange of the muzzle. However, that leg on the far side, here's the deal. Bullets inside of human bodies don't tend to travel like a laser, right? There's a lot of shit that gets in the way. And they'll curve around and do all sorts of unpredictable things. So, if you needed more discouragement from drawing and shooting somebody on the ground, be aware that even if you perfectly clear this like a laser straight down out his ass right now, it may still bend around in there and come out in your leg. Okay? This is what it is. If you needed to shoot him, you better be sure you needed to shoot him because you may end up shooting yourself too. Hopefully you didn't have AIDS. You have AIDS, Mike? Alright, does that make sense? And that's going to be true almost any way that you end up drawing a gun from the bottom. Alright? Alright, let's talk about...